Drills Talk, episode 156. In this episode, we're going to discuss the top 4 ways to be a winner. This is based on a blog I wrote in the past entitled Winners Focus on Winning. Winners focus on winning and losers focus on winners. If you've never heard that expression, I'm going to explain it to you and you'll understand at the end of this video. But winners don't focus on others. Winners focus on winning, which is the goal. How do we get there? Focused on the goal. Not looking this way, not looking that way. Winners focus on winning. Let's go.
Created by the great vision of the new world.
Drills Talk, episode 156. In this episode, we're going to discuss the top 4 ways to be a winner. But before we get started, please like, subscribe, show your love however you would like to show your love. Here we're on entrepreneurship/mindset motivational channel. Every Monday, there's a new blog. Every Wednesday, there's a new Drills Talk. Thanks for listening. Thanks for watching. Thanks for subscribing. Thanks for liking. Let's get started. Number 1. Number 1 is winners focus on winning. Winners focus on winning because they don't really have time to focus on anything else. There's no space for other things. There's no space to worry about other people. There's no space to worry too much about opponents because you're worried about being the best you can be, which if you are talented or prepared for what you're about to do, you being the best you puts you at the best chance of becoming number 1, which is winning, right? Becoming successful, which is winning. If you're in a competitive sport and you're super talented and you're surrounded by other super talented people, would it make more sense to make sure you're the best version of you or worry about what the best version of them is? You see, you don't have any time to do that. You have time to focus on becoming the best you, which puts you in position to be number 1. It doesn't matter what, 2 through 8 is doing. You're number 1. 2 through 8 doesn't matter because if you do the best you can do, you're going to win. Winners focus on winning. If you are creating a new restaurant and there are 5 other restaurants in the neighborhood, are you going to focus on what they make? Are you going to focus on their business plan? Or are you going to come up with a business plan that you feel is going to be the number 1 restaurant in the area? If you focus on becoming the number 1 restaurant in the area, it doesn't matter what the Chinese food place is doing, the pizza spot down the road, the steakhouse, or the seafood restaurant's doing. Because if you focus on what you're going to do, you're going to be the number 1 restaurant in the neighborhood. Not worried about 5 different cuisines, right? That doesn't sound like that's going to be something that's going to benefit what the goal is, which is becoming number 1. Winners focus on winning. Number 2. Number 2 is that others are for guidance and motivation. Could be guidance or motivation, but they're there to assist you or to push you, but not to be a nuisance or a deterrent. They're not there to take away time. They're not there to be the reason why you didn't get something done. If they're not guiding you or motivating you, then there's no space for them. And if we keep it that simple, we pretty much understand that, okay, well, if somebody's guiding me or if somebody's motivating me, they're not a competitor, right? They're a helper. They're a coach. They're a supporter. They're a fan. Those things are guidance and motivation. But competitors don't give you guidance or motivation, especially not like outright. You may get some guidance from a larger company that you're trying to compete with, but they're not giving you that guidance. You're seeing what they do and attempting to do something better or similar. And if they're motivating you, it's because most likely of their lack of what they're missing and not supplying that your company or yourself would supply to compete against them, right? So others are there, guidance, motivation. If it's not one of those two, they have no room for your journey. If we can keep that in our minds, we'll be way more ahead of the game and ahead of the gang that's running with us to that same goal, because they're over here, over there, and we're not distracted because we know the only things that we're going to allow in to our journey is going to, from others will be either motivational or supportive, guidance. If not, it doesn't fit. Keep that rule. You'll be way better off. Number three is no time to sulk over failures. Failures occur, but we don't take time to oh my goodness, I should have did that. I should have did this. I can't believe I did that. I really messed up here. That sounds like we're wasting more time where we could be getting better. If we know everything we did wrong and everything we could have done, let's write that down. And let's focus on doing those things better. Not what we should have done, because we know there's no rewind button in life, right? We're not going back. We're not going to live that day over again, right? There's no do-overs with days, right? So if we sulk over something that we can't change, it's wasting time. And based on this video so far, wasting time is something we don't do as winners. There's no reason to, right? If you lose a race, you've lost the race. You worried about if you got off fast enough. You worried about if your strides were long enough. Why? Not in that race. I mean, it's never going to be any different than it was, right? It's done. It's in stone. In the future, you can run faster, but you got to think about what we're thinking about. Are we thinking about doing better in the future? Or are we thinking about what we should have done? If it's the latter, we're doing it wrong. If it's the former, we're doing it correct, right? So let's understand what we're doing if we are upset about a loss or a failure or a mishap, a misstep, a setback. Are we talking to ourselves as if we're going to do this in the future instead of that? Or are we saying that we should have did that? Let's pay attention to our words. Let's pay attention to what we're doing, because that's the key to understanding how we're going to become winners and stay winners. We're not going to waste any time. We're not going to sulk about losses. We are only focused on getting better for that next chance. Number four is that losing isn't a life sentence. You're not a permanent loser unless you decide to become a permanent loser. Winners focus on winning is something that you have to remember if you want to become a winner. Being a loser is a temporary thing, just as being a winner can be if you don't remember what winners are and focus on winning. But losing, we have this connotation of, oh my goodness, you're a loser. Well, you've lost, but you don't have to stay a loser. I mean, a loser is just a person who didn't win. Second place technically is a loser. Third place is a loser. They're on the podium. But the winner is the first place guy, the first place young lady. And that's what we're trying to do, right? That's what our goal is. So if we came up short and maybe we didn't even make the podium, we're not going to stay fourth. We're fourth that day. We don't have to wake up tomorrow and be fourth. We don't have to waste a year and get back to that chance to show where you are and be fourth again. It's not a permanent thing. Don't beat yourself up. Hopefully you bust your ass to be with that number 4 or 5th or 6th place, wherever it was. But you learn from that, you get better, and you work your way up until you get to number 1. And if you never get to number 1, you're going to get to number 1 in something because you know what being a winner is. I never stopped. I never, quit. I never wasted time and sulked in my losses. I only improved. Maybe I'm competing against this person that is just amazing and they're number 1. But my diligence and my mindset allowed me to become a great coach, or allow me to become a great counselor, allow me to become a great consultant based on my work ethic and striving to be a winner. So guess what? Not only am I a winner now, best in my craft, but I'm creating other winners because I can share what I've learned about being one. Drills Talk, episode 156. These are the top 4 ways to be a winner. Thanks for listening. Thanks for watching. It's drills.com. Check this shit out. It's drills.